Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer, welcome back to Farming Simulator 2017, and welcome back to Maplewood. I want to call it, I keep almost calling it Mapleview, but it's Maplewood. It's a great farm, really loving it. We're back at the main farm right now, our main yard, and I went shopping. I bought some stuff. I bought this guy, and I figured out how to use this thing. It's got, I guess this is a cistern, you could call it. There is no tap in the main farm, at least that I found, but there is this cistern. It's a cistern, so you have to fill it. So I started with the Farmer Andy Coda Universal Pack, and I found water out at the hog farm. That's the only water that I've found so far on the map, but there are ponds and streams everywhere. So I think it's just a question of finding one with tire tracks down to the water, and then you can back it in and get free water. Maybe, I don't know for sure. That's very often the case on maps. But definitely at the hog farm, there is a tap. So I started and took a Coda Universal tank out to the hog farm, filled it, brought it back here, and put it in. When you use the Coda Universal, it does have active hoses that hook up. It's not the, it's not dynamic hose. It's not the, you know what, the hose pack that you can use for slurry tankers. It's not those hoses. It's just an automatic hose that connects from the Farmer Andy Coda Universal to this little thing right here. But this is my favorite Bowser, and I went ahead and got this, and it works just fine. It doesn't have the animated hoses, but it works just fine. So water goes in on this side, and you take it out on this side. And right now we've got 45,000 liters. So, and I left this thing parked here, and of course its little foot is off the ground, so I'll have to move that because it's bugging me. I wouldn't leave it here anyway, I just left it here sort of accidentally. You know how it goes. I took some time to get the yard set up. I did install, this is the storage tank for the AdBlue. We're using the AdBlue mod. So I installed this thing. It's got some texture clipping through it, not a big deal. And I transported 1,000 liters of DEF or AdBlue from the pump down at the implement store up to here. And I wanted this thing sort of tucked back in the trees like our fuel tank is. I guess this is where we get fuel. So got that installed. And I went shopping. I bought a bunch of stuff. Yeah. So I had to get this is the AdBlue tanker to transport. It holds both fuel and AdBlue, but you can use this to fuel vehicles in the field. I got a pallet of oil because we're running the Black Panther Group oil change mod, so periodically we'll get a warning and have to change the oil in our tractors. Actually, anything self-propelled, anything self-propelled, tractors, harvesters, anything with an engine, and it will need an oil change periodically. So that's back there. And I'll put it in a better place at another time. I got 2 tippers. I got a little Krampa 1 axle, which I believe is 22,000 liters. And then I got a big Krampa 2 axle, one of my favorite tippers. Love that one. I know Krampa, you might not see those on a British farm, but I like them. And we're getting sort of toward the end of FS17, so who knows what we'll have there. So I figured I'd use them. So I got 2 of those, 22,000 liters, and I want to say 45,000 liters. And they're both, the reason I got them is they're both relatively short, and this map is tight. Ooh, it is. Hard to get around on this map with big equipment. I got a Pottinger loading wagon, and this is from the, I want to say the Pottinger Greenland mod pack. Don't quote me on that. But dynamic hose, and you can pick your own color. So normally Pottinger would be red. I went with green. All of our equipment is green. It's not a John Deere thing. It's just I had to pick a color for the farm, and since we had green tractors, I figured everything will just be green, yellow, and white. This is definitely from the Pottinger Greenland mod pack. I got a big rake and a tedder. These are both fantastic mods. Dynamic hoses, I love it. Actually, I think everything here is dynamic hose. Yeah, and that's sort of become like a cutoff for me. I expect all my mods to have dynamic hose. So this is our ripper. We're done ripping, so we got that parked up. And this is going to need to find a better home, but for now, I just dropped our broadcast spreader here. Pottinger mowers, also from the Greenland mod pack, I want to say. Also dynamic hose. Those are great. The only thing that I'm not crazy about is, as far as I know, and I could be wrong, as far as I know, you can't flip the gates up on the back and have them row swath. As far as I know, they are always wanting to make a row rather than spread, and then you go hit it with a tedder. But I could be wrong about that. In fact, I'm really curious now. Let me show you the rest of what we got, and then I'm just going to hook those up real quick and see if we can lift those gates. So this is silage additive and blades for the loading wagon that we got. And then I got this little bobcat. This is new in the mod store. It's a fun little, it's just a skid steer, but it's a fun little mod. And one of the options is you can put those orange belted tracks on it. And I think those are hilarious. So I went ahead and got the orange ones, got some pallet forks on it, and we'll use those to put these away, and also our oil. Because we got a pallet of that. We have our 7R over here, and we're going to be driving back down to seed one more field. And there's actually some stuff I want to take a look at on the way to that field. And you may have seen this when I was pivoting around before. I went ahead and got this. Arguably, this is a very not smart thing to do right now because it's tying up like 400,000 pounds of money. But I want to do more silage on this map, both grass and corn. And I figure if I have this, I'll have to use it, which means I'll have to plant corn, right? It's not, I don't claim to be the smartest person. It may not be the best idea, but it's done now. And then we have, these are both done for the day, so we have both our 6Rs parked up. And man, I just realized how much bigger one is than the other. Interesting. Okay, let's check these mowers and see if we can flip those up. I'm curious. And let's see, we got tons of IC in here. So we're going to lift that. Bring that down. Fantastic. Very quiet inside. A lot louder outside. Right. Around the back here. And this tractor is using like every bit of Gearbox. Different tractors have, some of them have just a default transmission. Even if you're running Gearbox, they'll just, the only option they'll have is just to default. Some will have kind of a step up from that. You can go with a manual, you can go with CVT, you can, right? Got some choices. And then others will have, like the mod maker actually put in all the gears for a Gearbox transmission. Very often they will be entirely authentic. I'm seeing some archiving there. Seeing some artifacts. I don't know how I feel about that. Very often mod makers, if they put in Gearbox gears, like if they include that with the mod, they will be 100% authentic, like from the manufacturer specifications or whatever. So this thing, I think it's like 20 forward speeds, and I don't know if that represents like transfer case and various other things, but it's I love this mod. Right, so let's get this open for one thing. So we can see if we get some gates when we get back here. Because I was just thinking this mod pack, the Greenland mod pack, is so so detailed and so well put together, right? Like, all right, let's head out here. So we're going to unfold. And let's, yeah, I think I'm seeing some gates there. Set the brake. Let's see if we can do anything here. Anything here? Anything here? No, maybe not. Let's try this. not seeing anything. That is, that's a little disappointing. Are you sure? Because, man, it looks like... Don't those look like they want to open? I can do more of this later, but I'm not giving up on this. Oh, we still got IC on. Turn that off. No. Nope. No. Joystick isn't doing anything. Okay, well, so it goes. So it goes. You can't have everything. All right, so let's get this put away. And I guess, I mean, I don't really do map tours, but there were a couple other things that I wanted to take a look at today. So we'll see those on the way. And it's going to have almost a map tour feel to it. All right, let's hop in here for a little first person. And we're going to head down to where we were working. When we get down there, I'll show you what I've done so far and what still needs to be done. And in fact, I'll check when I get closer. Okay, so we're going to carefully make our way down there. Yeah, I'm loving this map. It plays really, really fast. I think it looks fantastic. It's just really got a lot of thought and effort put into it. Fantastic details. Great way to finish off FS17, because I have a feeling when FS19 comes out, I am going to uninstall 17 and never play it again. Like that horn. Beautiful. Okay, so we need to stop. In the first episode, what I thought was the main farm, I told you I realized that is in fact not the main farm, it's the BGA. But it's a lot, it's not just the BGA, it's a lot of things. So we're gonna duck our head in there and take a look at all the stuff I found. And I keep getting ahead of myself. Let me wait till we get down there. And there are some other things that I'm curious about that you may have some insight on. Let's see where our turn is. It is right there. Okay. So I think this is a wood sell point, or possibly manure. There is a sawmill on the other side of the map. That's okay. That is manure. Okay. So we've got another AdBlue storage tank down here. We've got a fuel cell right here, a fuel cell point, like not for us to sell. I guess a refill point. You know what I'm trying to say. So I put our AdBlue tank, our AdBlue depot right next to that one. So this is something else that I got sooner rather than later, because I always run out of money. I went ahead and got a wheel loader now, so we'll have it, because it's actually a pretty big BGA. So that's parked down here, and yeah, we'll drive, but we'll stay third person. So there's the hopper for the BGA, right? So as soon as I saw that, I'm like, great, now we need to find the pits. We need to find the clamps. Like, where do we cook our silage? And I looked and I looked and I was not finding it. So, oh, that's the manure sell point. Yeah, I think that other one might be wood chips further up by the door. The gate. By the gate out to the road. I feel like that is, yeah. That is wood chips, and then that one behind us that's steaming is the manure. Okay, so you drive down here. Here's your pits. But check this out. I unload my silage pits, my silage clamps with course play, and it's going to be like, this is going to be, I think, the longest course play course from a clamp to the hopper that I think I've ever done. And it's got like a lot of kind of complexity to it. It's a lot more than, right? Because you know the clamp is normally like right next to the hopper, but this is going to be like, it's all the way over here, man. So interesting. And then we've got this, which is, this is our digestate tank. Maybe we've got a pit over here, but is this, because that looks like manure or slurry. I don't know, man. We got this over here. There's a lot of detail on this map. There really, really is. A lot of stuff to figure out. But there's something else that I really was not expecting, because I don't think I've ever seen this on a British map. I'm not kidding. Right down around here. Compost Master. Fantastic. So, great. That's a good thing. And that gives us an opportunity to, you know, we need straw for animals. But very often you end up with more straw than you know what to do with. There's the sound again. You hearing this? Okay. We're backing up. So very often I end up with more straw than I know what to do with. So what I start doing then is not making a row behind my harvester, right? And just letting it fall as chaff and then cutting it in. But the problem with that is now you've only got the hard manure, the green manure mod on that field. But if you've got a compost master, then you can pick up your straw, right? Row it, pick it up, and then we're in the right place here. Yeah, we are. So you can row it, pick it up with a loading wagon, take it to the compost master, and it makes compost, and then you can spread that compost on any field. So that is super cool. Now, right down here, right? Interesting. I saw this, and I know this map has the, is it the GMKFC mod? The calc mod, the lime mod. So there's this, that looks like a sell point, but then there's this. Is this the sell point and this is the buy point? I haven't come down here with a scoop yet to see if I can scoop some out. And then over here is, I think this is definitely a compost sell point. Maybe, I don't know. There's still a lot of stuff I need to learn about this map. And the thing is, I don't like directions. I don't like instructions. And maps like this generally don't come with a tutorial. Occasionally they do. But for the most part, they do not. You just need to kind of get around the map and like find stuff and figure stuff out. It's how I like doing it anyway. So I'll figure out, I mean, I know how the compost master works. I know we can buy, Can we get through here? Yeah. I know we can make, did I say buy earlier? I know with the compost master you can make compost from pretty much anything. From, how do we get out of here? This way. From straw, from grass. I think I played one map where you could just put whole crops in if you wanted to. I don't know why you would, but I don't know. It's a maze back here. Right. Okay, so that is the manure sell point. And that means over here, are we lost again? No. That means over here, that is the wood chip sell point, or one of them, because there's a sawmill as well. Whew. It's exciting up here. So yeah, I know you can make compost with the compost master. Some maps you can buy compost, others you can't. Some maps have a great big lime pit, right? And you can go out there and just scoop lime all day and fill tippers and use it as fertilizer or sell it. So it's almost like logging, right? Like if you're willing to go to a pit and just shovel lime into a tipper for 20 minutes, then you can take it and sell it. So I looked around. I have not seen a lime pit on this map, which is not to say there isn't one. I just haven't seen it. But there could be one. But the way that the lime was set up down there at that facility by the BGA, I'm thinking, and I'll have to test this, but I'm thinking one side is to sell it, one side is to buy it. I don't know. Find out in time. All right. There's a way to get around that tiny bridge, but you have to kind of go all the way around the other side of the map. It really is, I don't know how I would feel in real life taking equipment over that bridge. I probably would not do it. But this ain't real life. It's a video game, yo. So we'll get hooked up here. Don't drive into the open trench. Concentrating. Beautiful. So, what have we done down here? Let me get a map open. So we have planted, field 55 is canola, field 58 is millet, field 59 is spelt. Is that right? That is right. We still need to plant field 51. I'm going to put wheat in it. And I believe everything is plowed. Yep. And double fertilized. And then where it's been seeded, we got our third layer of fertilizer. So when we seed this field, then we'll get our third layer of fertilizer. And our cultivator and our other 7 series is parked up at field 44. Tiny little driveway, but I got it down there. And this is the only other field we're going to be working this year. But not this episode. So let us go. First, let me select wheat. There's wheat. And I may or may not do this whole field. There's that artifact again. I may or may not do this whole field, but I'm curious how I'm going to do it anyway because it's oddly shaped and it has an island. So I mean, I guess we'll GPS it. So, all right. GPS. Set the brake while I do all this. So, auto work width, 0 offset. Let's rotate this to, let's call this the longest part of the field. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's about right. About right, like so. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just get to it and see how it works out. And all of a sudden my voice is going away. That's not cool. And I don't think we're going to need proceed. No, we should be okay without proceed. Right. It's an odd shaped island too. All right. Here we go. Slow it down a little bit. Maybe not quite that far. What do you want to do? You want to skip rows? Well, this is going to be an awkward turn. So there's that one. Right, okay. Yeah, this is a really weird. This field has a really weird shape to it, and then it's got that island. I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So then we go back up there. Okay. Okay. Where are we at on time? 25 minutes. Okay. I don't know. I'd like to finish this one. I tend to finish a lot of things off camera, but I kind of want to finish this one in the episode. And so we will. Okay. Okay. We may miss a couple spots. Hopefully not too many. But this is nice with this having almost like a dolly setup. You make very tight turns. So then, I mean, we can drive over the end of it, right? We'll lift our tool, but we'll just drive over that end of the island. Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll have to. Okay. And we do own this field, this grass field that we're driving around in. We own it. Now I know this drill probably has GPS technology to lift the actual rows on that side, but it just feels wrong to, you know what I mean? It just feels wrong to drive over grass with a drill. You know what I mean? It's like not cheating, but it just feels not realistic. Right, so now, Try not to, try not to hook the fence is what I was about to say. Okay, so we'll do one more pass and lift over the island, and then the next one we'll have to make our first pass around the island. Okay. Just noticed we're leaving some gaps there. I did the auto width and it looks like it's giving us a little more width than we needed. Okay. not the end of the world. Alright, so now when we come up here, you know, it might not be the prettiest, but I think I see a way to do this. I think I see a way to do this. It really won't be the prettiest, but I think it might work. Where are we at on time? 30 minutes. Okay. We're going to finish this one. So we got that. Drop that. All right, here we go. Probably turn the drill at angles that it's not supposed to turn at, but I feel all right about that. Not great, but all right. Could have been worse. So now, I need to figure out how to keep neatening this up. I think I know. So we come back around here. And then here. So, okay. I'm trying not to drive on areas that I've already seeded. And I'm trying not to run the drill over areas that I've already seeded. So then, right there, right? And then, right there. I think, like, I can picture it in my head. I have no idea whether or not it's going to work out. And we got to make another too sharp turn with our drill. Yeah, this is not quite going to plan. Although, it's also not going to plan. Moment, please. So, okay, I'm doing math in my head right now. Okay, so we go here. Lift. I'm trying not to drive in the same place twice. Although I've heard different things about compaction. I've heard I've heard some people say, no, don't drive in the same place twice because you'll compound the compaction. And then I've heard other people say, once you've driven over an area of field, it's already like 80% compacted. So it makes sense to drive in your own tracks from that point because you've already compacted one area of the field. Don't continue compacting other areas of the field. So I don't know. What do I know from compaction? All right. Do that. Don't hook the fence. Go back around here. And then, and then here. You seeing it? You seeing my plan? I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm seeing my plan at this point. And then, right? Yeah, that works. Well, I mean, it sort of works. It's not perfect, but it sort of works. And then we go right here. Okay. And then down here. I'm really doing my best to not yank the drill from side to side and take it through those really sharp turns, but this is giving me fits. Right, so then if we go back up here, yeah, right, like that. Save game, drop that there. That too early, but it's okay. What I'm trying to avoid is the icing a cake technique. I've seen some YouTubers that they just drop the drill and drive around the field, just around and around and around and around until they've covered every square inch of it, and they're driving back and forth over areas that they've already seeded, and it seems not realistic to me. Now, I'm not saying that what I'm doing is more realistic, but at least the intent is there. You know what I mean? I'm at least trying to not drive over areas that I've already been across once. And I know, I mean, there could be a way to do this where you do get every single square meter of field. If there is a way to do that, let me know. Because I know we're going to have some gaps. But, I mean, I guess the other way would have been to go to the island and just make spirals outward. You know what I mean? Like, I know we missed all these places here, but I tried to keep it to a minimum. Right. Yeah. We'll take a look when we're done. We're going to have some gaps. It's okay. Trying to be realistic. And then I think, yeah. We'll have a little bit of loss. Not terrible. Here. I'm actually gonna hold this a bit. right about there. Because I need to trim in this corner here, and the turn radius on this thing is good, but I don't know if it's good enough to make some of the turns that I think I would have to make to cover back in here. Maybe. Okay, I'm gonna try something. So if I go here, too close to the fence. If I go here, check this out. If I go here, then and then here, right? You seeing it? Cringing. I'm cringing. Then not yet. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking there must be a way. Surely some farmer has figured out, like, cracked the code on this one. Right. So now we're going to do our headland. Don't need that. Well, we don't need it for the moment, but we will need it in a second. All right, I think you're seeing it. I think you're seeing my plan. We do own that grass field, so I think when we're done with everything else, we'll come back and hit that corner. All right. Maybe a smaller drill would have been the way to go. Something we could get closer to the ends of these rows and be a little bit more maneuverable. I don't know. I mean, I'm not feeling terrible about this, but it is... You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's not my best work. Right. How we doing? Oh, okay. In all the brain strain here, I forgot to look and see how we're doing on seed, but we're doing all right. Not going to run out. So we do have a half row cutoff, but I'm just going to call it. And let's take a look at the map and see how we did. I mean, it really, obviously it's not perfect, but I'm feeling okay about this. I'm feeling like I could have done worse. All right, turn around here. Get back up to our little... Oh, you know what? Let me park up here. I'm not going to go any further because I want to go hit that corner off camera. There we go. Set the brake, turn the lights off, let that cool down a little bit, and let's see how we did. Not terrible, I have to say. There we go. And then we zoom in. Ah, nope. We zoom in. Come on now. Not terrible. Not terrible. Could be worse. Folks, thanks for stopping back to check out the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Farming Simulator 2017 from Maplewood Farm. We'll see you next time. Take care now.